What's up, everybody? Back on the Dream Big series. I took the weekend off. I went to my son's basketball game yesterday, and then today I had some big plans to go do some work at the garage. I'm like, you know what? I've been running hard. I'm just gonna not do anything. And while I was sitting there, I've been shopping for a 991.1 Carrera GTS, a Club. Was it Club Coupe in Club Blau, a 50th, or a Carrera S with a power kit. So 2014 to 2016 pre-turbo. I'm convinced that's the daily car that I want. Right now I've been daily driving my Evo and my E36 M3, and then my two special cars are my Brewster GT3 Touring, my paint to sample GT3 Touring, and my really low mile E92 M3. So those two cars, kind of sit and I take them out, occasionally. But the Evo's been doing most of the heavy lifting. Of course, if you're not familiar, I bought a 1900 mile Evo this past year. So I've been using a museum piece as my daily car, driving down the dirt road to my new building and stuff every day. So anyway, I've been shopping for a Carrera S of some sort. So if you see something really cool, the perfect car would be a 16 GTS, guards red, carbon ceramics, Burmester, 7-speed manual, slick top, which I don't know that it really even exists. White would be cool. Yeah. So I think that I think I'd have to give up the dream of Burmester, and then I'd probably do a crazy aftermarket system. I could give up carbon ceramics and just go find them. Just buy a set of there's lots of them on eBay for 15 grand or so that I could buy and swap the brakes, sell the originals for a couple grand, and make that delta a little bit lower. But I'm looking for a car under 5,000 miles, and so if you see anything, let me know. But what we're here to talk about today are Ferraris. If you haven't watched the other part of the series, let's see, I did GT3 RS, so 992 GT3 RS. Someday I'd love to get one of those. I did GT4 RS, which I'm gonna get one of those someday. Lotus Emira. The last video we did the Aston Martin Vantage, the new one, which I didn't realize, because the configurator doesn't tell you, was like $300,000, which will be worth 90 grand in 2 years. So I don't think an Aston Martin is in my future, but I do ask myself often what cars I might be interested in getting. And so today's discussion is Ferrari. So, because the Ferraris that I would actually want aren't configurable because they don't exist anymore, we're going to have to do some, you can see my window blew up on my E36. This is the part that stinks of having older cars, is my car's freaking perfect. It has 38,000 miles on it, and stuff's breaking on it all the darn time, driving me nuts. So, in the Ferrari world, first of all, their website doesn't really work. So if you go to the main site, earlier it was freaking broken. Okay, it's working now. It wasn't working earlier. So in typical Ferrari fashion, just a little bit of Italian jank. I know you Ferrari guys love it, but that, especially if you're coming from Honda, BMW, Porsche, and so going Japanese, German, and most of my car preferences happen to be in the Japanese and German realm. I, with an occasional moonlighting in the American, I've had a C7Z06, which is hot garbage. I had a GT350, which is pretty nice, and the Raptors are F150s are pretty darn bulletproof, other than a few little minor quirks here and there. And so I've never embarked in the British or the German or the Italian world, and I really don't have a lot of interest. I don't have a lot of interest in McLaren. I don't have a lot of interest in Ferrari. I certainly don't have any interest in Lamborghini. Just not my thing. If I was going to head down the Lamborghini path, I would take the Audi route and do an R8 of some sort, or some iteration of that. But, we all have our preferences. I don't think there's anything wrong with my preferences or your preferences. I mean, many people, you've grown up in the Ferrari path. the hope to head down into the Ferrari realm at some point. So I want sports cars. Let's go all models here. So the thing that's a bit frustrating is that I don't really have any desire for an SF90. That's obviously from the title of our video today. SF90, 812 GTS, the 296. Certainly not a Roma or whatever this one is. This goofy SUV. Roma Portofino, Roma Spider. These are what the new, the replacement for the Ferrari California. Have no interest in any of that. You've got the XX stuff, which, forget that. I mean, what is that, $1 million plus car? The Icona, the Monza, like these are not, in the realm of realistic. I love some of these older stuff, F40, it's cool. The Enzo, I would probably like, out of all of the old Ferraris, I'd probably like the LaFerrari the most. This one I think is the coolest looking. But I never had that, I grew up in a trailer park. I never had that, like, I'm going to get a Ferrari someday. And I could probably squeeze one now. I could probably get something. Like, I could probably, just get a big loan and go get a SF90. It's what, 500,000. The one I'm going to spec out is probably 6 or 750, something like that. It's just like a mortgage, like a car, like a house payment. You could probably finance it for 8 years. Or you could do some sort of, lease program. There are exotic car leases you can do where, there's a buyout at the end where you sell it back. Or, I'm sure I could figure out a way to make it happen if I really, really wanted one. But I don't want to make the life sacrifices I'd have to make in order to get something that I really don't care that much about. Now, in the realm of Ferrari, I do want to experience a 458. The 458 Speciale is the car. If you go to DuPont and we look at like what Speciales are doing, the one thing I didn't realize, my one friend was telling me, is that with a 458 you've got to be careful of rollbacks. That maybe you guys can chime in on this, but there are a lot of issues with people messing with mileage on these things. So, you look at the realm you're looking at now, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, pre-COVID, all these cars would have been in the mid to high 3s, low 4s. And now they're in the, special ones, they're asking in the 6s. And so these become, insanely expensive. I don't know if this one might be out, I don't know if there's something special about this, but maybe it's because it's CPO'd. But, a car like this is really interesting to me. If I was going to get one, I'd want the iconic Rosa Corsa with the blue or red or yellow stripe. Like this look here would be what I would be looking for. Something along the lines of this car would be pretty insane. So this, to me, this is peak Ferrari. When this was on their configurator, I thought it was amazing. Something like this, or I'd be really tempted to chase, a white one or a gray one or something that was a little bit different looking. But I think if I'm going to own a Ferrari, I think it needs to be Rosa Corsa, and that's what I need to do. But this really intrigues me, a car like this. It's just totally my style, to rock something like this. That's pretty freaking cool. Look at that thing. I like that a lot. But I think that, if my business was twice as big, then maybe I could swing something like this reasonably, have like a big quarter or something like that where I took a significant shareholder distribution and then go, buy a car like this. I just wonder what the future holds from an inflationary perspective and the value perspective on these cars. Now there aren't a lot of 458 Speciales. Who the heck knows what happens in the future? But this is what interests me. I never really had I never had a significant interest in. Let's go back to the list. The DuPont site is terrible, but this is where I tend to find the best looking cars, or the best listings anyway. I'm sure there's a better place for. Where did Ferrari go? It's up top here. But like a 360 Modena, I thought was really cool back in the day. 360 Modena, the F430, I thought was really cool. And then when they went turbo, I have very little interest in going forward. The 575 Maranello I always thought was really freaking cool, a really cool car. This I always when I was a kid, there was a certain period of time in my early 20s where I thought this was super cool. Again, out of the realm of possibility in my brain, which is weird because I don't preclude myself from anything, but for most of my life I just didn't have supercar dreams. I had 911 dreams, and I knew I would get there someday, and that was about it. And so the Ferrari, especially the current Ferraris like this car which we're about to build, just doesn't do anything for me. The 488 into the F8 into the I guess the SF90 would be the current iteration of a 458 or a 488. This would be the current car. I don't know, man. Just doesn't seem up my alley. You're talking 900 and something horsepower. And lots and lots of digital, electric bullcrap that I'm not interested in. But let me stop insulting the car and let's build the darn thing instead of. Let's see if we can do 3D without blowing it up. So I spent about 10 minutes clicking through a couple of videos. I clicked on drag times videos, and then there's a couple other let's see. Smoking Tires video, and I just kind of clicked through 2 or 3 of them when I was watching the NBA playoffs here, and the first choice is to do the Assetto Fiorano, which is the has carbon fiber exterior parts, has I guess a fixed suspension, and I would choose this 100%. Especially in a Ferrari. I mean, the freaking front end is like 9 feet off the ground on these things. I don't foresee any problems. For me, an axle lift is useful if I am like putting it in a trailer. Other than that, I say learn how to drive. Just come at an angle. Now, the other reason to have it is if you had a really weird, aggressive driveway, which if you're a car guy, I would buy a different house. If that was an issue for me, or I would re-pour my frickin' driveway. If I was at this level, I would buy a different house. If I'm not going to take this car to the city to parallel park or enter into a parking garage. I mean, maybe some people would do that, but if I was going to buy this car, this would be extremely special. It would be a car that I've wanted forever. It's a car that I'm excited to get, and I don't need an axle lift on the car. I think that's a common car guy thing that people feel like they need. I don't have an axle lift on my GT3 Touring. I had one on my. Let's see. I had one on my GT3, so my Sapphire Blue. I had one on both RSs, and I don't have one on my iBrewster. Those 3 cars, the blue I didn't spec, and the 2 white RSs I didn't spec, and of course everybody checks the box for the axle lift. Axle lifts aren't as big of a problem now as they used to be. The 997 is a big frickin' problem. My 997 GT3 RS had the axle lift, and it was a big problem trying to figure out how to fix it. It was like $9,000 to replace or something like that. So anyway, I don't give a crap about an axle lift. You shouldn't either. I mean, I know people get sort of freak out into thinking resale value got to have an axle lift, but especially a Ferrari, you can just learn how to drive. I mean, this thing very easy to not hit stuff. You know, my lowered cars can get over. My freaking M3 is like this high off the ground in the front lip, and you just approach things properly. And if you scrape, you know, just get a new front lip, or, you know, just repair it if you had to. All right, so let's pick our paint color. So, you know, I just talked about, you know, and I assumed I would do Rosso Corsa, sorry, not Rosa, Rosso Corsa, but I think that if I was going to do this car, I don't know why the SF just doesn't seem as, even though it's, what do these start at $500 and something thousand from what I can tell. I hate that they don't have a you know, pricing in the configurator. If money doesn't matter, then why don't you put the price on there? You know, because I'm assuming that's what Ferrari's thinking here is, you know, the money shouldn't matter to the people buying these things, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to see, what does this thing cost? So I think I'm going to do something, I would do something cooler. I'd be inclined to do a white version of the car. I think that could be cool. The other thing I don't like about choosing the, you know, the what was that option called again? We go back to, Assetto Fiorano. It adds that goofy yellow stripe. I wonder if we can get rid of that. So let's go back here and see if we can actually get through this 3D configurator on the janky Italian site. Oh boy, I think we blew it up. Let's see if we can change our color and get our car loading up here. I'll run 2 configurators at once. Oh boy. Everyone should just copy the Porsche configurator. It just works. Right, 3D experience, set up Fiorano. Here we go. Loading it up. So anyway, I think I'm going to do this car in, if I'm choosing this, I'm going to do this in something different, like a different color. I'd be hard pressed not to do white. I think that could be really cool. So we have Bianco Cervino. I'm sure the configurator isn't particularly accurate. Bianco Fuji. And what I'm certain of is when you go to the Ferrari, you know, design center, and, you know, some of these paints are going to have a metallic, some are going to be a pearl, some are going to be a pearl and metallic, some are going to be flat. Or just base, you know, a base white color. So you can't do, following option will be deselected. So will it take the livery off? And if it is livery, could I just, let's see if this will add it back in. Okay, good. So I guess there was a way to deselect the livery at some point. Oh yeah, here you go. Livery, yeah, you could just uncheck that. Okay, perfect, because I wouldn't want that anyway. All right, well, that's good. So that answers that question. So we have a bunch of whites, and then you get into creams. I certainly wouldn't want yellow. I wouldn't want on the orange side. There's Rosso Corsa. I do like these like burgundy type colors. And, you know, I mean, I'm always going to be a sucker for some version of blue. So, you know, doing something like this could be freaking cool. Blue Scozia. My Italian. Ooh, it's kind of a purple look to it. Kind of like my GT4. These are heading into the silver range, which I don't think I'd be inclined to do. That does look good though. And then we go all the way down here to British Race. Ooh, this could be pretty wild. That does look good in that color, doesn't it? going back to our white Ferrari theme, I think of these color choices, I think I'd be inclined to do a white one. Call me boring, call me basic, but I want to do the carbon fiber wheels. So I think I want a white, stark white. Hopefully this is a non-metallic white. I just think that suits the car really well with the little Ferrari emblem. I can keep my yellow brakes because I would absolutely want to have yellow calipers on my first Ferrari. So I like how that looks. I like the offset of the carbon fiber from the package with the black. And then, like I said, we're going to choose different wheels. So we're not doing any livery. We're going to get rid of that. Body details. So you do have the bicolor option where we can make the roof and this area white. I guess it's just the roof. How many torn on that? I think I'd go Stormtrooper look. That looks freaking tough right there. I don't know, what do you think? And then the fender shields, a little Ferrari shield. I'm always debadging stuff, but I don't know, man. I think I'd keep that sucker. I'm going to spend 700 G's on this sucker. I might actually leave it on there. I wonder how much that is. It's probably $8,000. That's something. See, that's something that would tell me is like I might want to pull this off anyway. So I'm assuming it's just a frickin' sticker. And is there an indent? It looks like there might be an indent. If there's an indent, then I don't think I want that. Help me out here. Does this give me any kind of... Doesn't really tell me. It sure does. In the configurator, it sure does look like it's indented. I'd be inclined to not do that then. Man, never been so torn. Wonder if Brooks had his. Wonder if we can see a little better. I guess I can't share his video because then it's gonna trigger a copyright. Alright, so it's funny they call them rims. It's not a rim, it's a wheel. So I would want to do these guys on white. Confirm. How much are these things? $50,000? I want this though. That's freaking sick. Brakes, again, I'm gonna keep my calipers in Giallo Modena brake calipers. Yeah, I like that. That's clean. Exhaust, I don't think the exhaust really matters, so I'll just leave them black because I'm sure I'll be doing aftermarket 100%. And then, so all the carbon fiber stuff is selected except for the engine manifold. And shoot, I can't imagine what this must cost. The package is like 40 G's, I think. And then this active carb, this is probably adding a boatload of money. But hey, we're in it this deep. We're spending virtual money here. Let's go for it. I like to try to do these as if, what I would have done. Okay, so there's the interiors where you have a bazillion options to try to figure out. And, good old-fashioned white and black is cool. But I think I would want to do something fun in here. Especially if I'm going to do an SF90 where I don't feel like this car is going to have, like the 488, the F8, the SF90, like these newer ones. I don't know. I feel like they're losing their iconicness because of how darn digital and complex they are. Maybe I'm wrong. But I just don't think that people are going to covet this car like I covet a 458 Speciale. Or some people, covet a F430. I don't know, special edition. What was the F430? It's not, is it? It's not Stradale, it's the F430. F430 versions. What was it? Why is it escaping me? Brakes, features, Scuderia. That's the word I was looking for. So, I mean, that would be kind of cool. And then there's the Spider versions, which always cost a fortune. I didn't even see any F430s on the on DuPont for sale. So let's see. So let's go main options. And so let's pick our main color. And I think most of this, like the doors, this is all carbon fiber. The dash, I think, is leather. Does it change? So let's see. I would want to do on this white. I'd want to do something freaking cool like this. Make it feel really fancy. Did that change the steering wheel? It didn't. Or would I go up one? It's really only changing the darn seats. It's doing a lower dash, but doesn't change the steering wheel. Maybe there's a steering wheel option. You know, I could do, because I'm a white exterior, I could do some cool like red interior. Oh wow, that's pretty freaking cool. Now we're gonna change the seats, I think, anyway, to the Daytona style. Ooh, I like that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Charcoal, no. I don't think I would do blue. That's pretty cool though. Look at how good that looks. Door handles. Man. What are the colors? Blue. Blue sterling? What does that look like? Oh man. That's pretty sick. Crap. I thought I would just go. I think I would do this. That's beautiful. All right, so let's do our seats. I think it gives us a little different angle here. I was playing around with this earlier. So I wouldn't do comfort. I would do the Daytona Racing. So I would do it this way. Confirm. Okay. Wow, that's freaking sick, dude. All right, so you have all kinds of choices here. Let's look at the blue again. Blue sterling. Oh, that's our stripe. So that's our stripe down the middle. That does look pretty good by accident there. I don't think would I do a different stripe? Let's take the stripe off. Horse stitched on headrest. So you could change the stitching here. So I think I would do that in a nice look, and so that's white. I think I would do it in like a gunmetal like that, like a silver. Yeah, see that? That's pretty cool. I wonder what this might be a little better, a little bit lighter. Kind of match the aluminum on the sides here. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket right there. That's sick. Okay, all right. All right, so that's the horse. Seat belts. Let's try to do seat belts in something. Yeah, same thing. It's kind of silver because it's so dark in the interior. Yeah, that's what I would want. I promise you that. I don't want beige. I don't want any of these. Let's see if we did the Bordeaux, matching Bordeaux. No, I think I would stay silver. That's the ticket. Yep. Okay, and then the stripes. So these are the horizontal stripes, I think. Wouldn't wouldn't do any of that. I wouldn't do anything like that. Would you do something? No. What about this? You know, I'm such a traditionalist that I don't think I would go something crazy like that. I mean, maybe you would do some black. I don't think I would do that. There's no silver option. I mean, there's this Tortora. All right, I'm gonna go no on the Daytona stripe, but I think I might do the middle stripe. And if I did a black middle stripe, I like that. What else do we have here? So we got the horse, we got the belts, Alcantara seats, inner trim. Nope, I don't want to do that. I want all leather. Racing lifter. I think just allows you to, I'm guessing allows you to lift the seats up and down. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm 6'2", 220. Would I need an extra large seat or large? I'm guessing extra large. All right, so there's our seats. Oh, okay, we do get to do our steering wheel. That's cool. All right, get that thing out of here. Steering wheel options. So I'd want to match the darn steering wheel, I think. For sure. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, buddy. That's freaking cool. Okay. And then dashboard, what do we get here? Carbon steering wheel with LEDs. What does that mean? It looks like it's carbon already. Cancel. Oh, because we already have carbon driving zone. Whatever that means. I really like this. Changed my mind. I think this car is iconic. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Lower cockpit. Mats with logo. Cancel that. Wait, what did it just say? You're gonna add carpets. Okay, we'll do that. Probably added $12,000. I don't need a fire extinguisher. Panel inserts in carbon fiber upper trim. Tunnel, yep, we'll keep that. Let's see, integrations. I have a leather headliner? Yeah, heck yeah, I want that. I'm sure it's black leather. Dedications, I don't like that kind of stuff. Equipment. Let's see, front radar. Travel speed, nope, don't want that. Advanced front driving camera, nope, don't want that. Front and rear parking sensors, definitely don't want that. Don't want a parking camera. Front radar, back radar, nope, don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. I know that many people love this kind of stuff, but I don't have a problem parking. I just use my mirrors, and I'm not going to be driving this thing down the highway very often, so I don't care about any of that crap. Driving. Let's see. I don't want garage door openers. All my HomeLink stuff I disable, and I just put the regular one on the sun visor because the HomeLinks are freaking annoying. Like on my Porsche pops up on my screen. I got to figure out how to turn that thing off and deprogram it. So I don't want any color changing or any mirrors. Let's see, this feature with adaptive headlights or observational low beam for highways and adverse weather conditions. The cornering light at low speed. Yeah, I think I like that. Can I remove this? Yep. That, I don't want those. Tires, yes. I want cup 2s. Infotainment. I guess both of these are going to suck. We'll deal with that. Anti-theft. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. If someone steals it, I don't want it back anyway. I'm going to go drive it off a cliff. Functionality. I don't need that. I definitely don't want them to put protection film on it because I'm going to have to correct the paint. Yeah, so I definitely don't want that. Don't want any suitcase business. So I don't need any of that. So let's look at our summary here. I think we got this thing nailed. Yeah, I bet you the sticker on this is $750. Yep. Ooh. Let's go full screen on this thing. What do these little bubbles do? Oh, they can open the door. That's cool. Yeah, man, look at that interior. I'd killed it there. I don't care what you say. Killed it. Close the door. What does this do? Opens that up. Nice. What does this do? Huh. This is freaking sweet. Alright, there's my SF90. Let me go back out of here. Bianco Cervino. Bi-color. I did the shields. Carbon fiber wheels. Yellow brakes. Black tailpipes. And then all the carbon fiber everywhere. Carbon fiber. That's probably $80,000, $100,000 for all that. The Bordeaux interior. Carpets, leather. An Alcantara, whatever that means. The silver stitching on the headrest, carbon fiber Daytona racing seats. We had the Nero stripe down the middle, but the Bordeaux color on the seats. That's the Bordeaux color there. Extra large seats, Bordeaux. I don't know why it's calling it Alcantara because I thought it was leather. Carbon fiber driving zone, all the carbon fiber in the interior, mats with the logo. What is this? Driving AFS system. Oh yeah, we left that on. Adaptive headlights. Go back to the summary. Yeah, man. Premium Hi-Fi, Apple CarPlay, high performance tires. That looks pretty good. What do you think? Throw it up there in the comments. It's a pretty nasty looking machine there. But if this was 180 grand, I'd be thinking about it. Even if it was 180 grand, I probably still wouldn't really want it. I don't really want it to be 1,000 horsepower. It's just too much. But that interior, it's pretty sick looking. Anyway, that's our first Ferrari configuration. Thanks for watching. Tell me in the comments what you think. Tell me what I should change. What car should I do next? I was thinking about doing Toyotas. There's not a lot of configurating to do in the Toyota configurator. So maybe I'd do cars that interest me. LX570 Land Cruiser. Forerunner, the new Forerunner is cool. What else is interesting to me? Supra. I think that's about it. Or maybe we go to Nissan and do the GTR, but there's no configurating. It's all the same crap. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.